$5 to go put cover. I'm like, yeah, you realize it took them 8 months to write a damn book, and you know how much money and time it takes just to write it, and you want to bitch about this, but you ain't got a damn book out.
Yeah, I probably could have cranked it out fast. I learned some lessons though.
Yeah,
like ways to get certain links, and like you don't have to take your time to produce it. You know what I mean? Your first one, you might want.
I didn't take time to produce my first book, and
yeah,
you see where that landed.
Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, you can crank them out.
Yeah,
it was fun. That was it was part of my. It was like a goal. I'm sure, like just like for you, man. It's a piece of the puzzle. I wanted to write a book.
Actually, I haven't said nothing. You know this, but I'm about to get was it Forbes magazine, Fox News, the actual, not generic. I'm talking about the real deal, you know, $10,000 links and shit.
Yep.
Whenever I launch agency War Room, I'll have all that for actual Forbes and everybody else and stuff, because how much oomph it's going to bring.
Yep, they're nice. What's up, Lil C? What's up, dude? It's my buddy William.
It's Chris.
Is it raining outside, dude? How are you, bro?
Oh, if we get to see little Chris, that's a privilege. How about, you see this? He ran away.
Yeah, he likes to, you know how these little boys get. They're little.
I know,
he wants to be a rock star, so
he's got blonde.
He's working on it. You can say hi to William.
Hey, dude.
Yeah, he wants to be a rock star. So he's
looks like, as I said, looks like he needs to get a guitar or something.
He does. He's got the guitar. He rocks out, man. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, he likes Jason arrived here, so Jason's next to me.
What's up, Jason? What's up, dude? I'm doing good.
Good.
See you guys.
Jason loves guitar too, so Jason plays guitar and all that shit. Let's see here.
I play FL Studio. I can't play guitar to save my life. I try though.
I used to play. I had a Gibson flame top purple.
What?
I used to have a Gibson flame top. A Gibson flame top. That thing was an expensive ass guitar. Flame tops are they're beautiful, but it was purple. It's purple.
That's cool. Hey, I like color. I love purple.
I
yeah. A fun fact, I know how to play the bass, the cello, the viola, and the violin though.
See, he's a multi-talented person.
Yeah.
I can't play any of that.
Yep.
My first song I ever started learning to play was Stairway to Heaven. That was my first song back in the day.
Not an easy song, exactly.
Lenny says, hi all, I hope you are all well. Hey, Lenny, good to be back. Can you increase your entity brand search results without using CTR, Chris?
Entity brand search without using click-through rate? Yes, for sure. Absolutely, you can. Generally, to become an entity, you have to produce entities. And how you're going to accomplish this is by producing video, anything that creates an entity. So videos, audio, and image. So you want to become that, you need to produce those and associate yourself with those keywords. You will become an entity and associate yourself with those keywords. That's primarily your, some people don't look at it like that, but that's your goal with a client. Like once you capture those image entity boxes, your client's going to rank. I showed that when I did at one of those conferences. That's what I was covering, was like I had a locksmith with 17 locations, and the main objective was producing massive amount of video, audio, images, obviously to optimization and running traffic. But once we captured those boxes, boom, we were in the map pack and we were ranking organically.
Nice.
So
where is it? Patrick. Hey, Patrick. You back. I know you were sad. He gave me sad tears emojis when we canceled class because we were I went to pick up Jason in Manila, and while we we're there, I was also looking at conference rooms for the SEO conference we want to do. And it's go look up Okada. Those things that I was posting has a full-blown casino in the bottom of it. Cigar room. Yeah, Okada. It's a Japanese 5-star Forbes magazine hotel. Has a full-blown casino on the bottom. I was a good boy. I proved to my wife I don't have to play poker. I walked right by it. It was very difficult, but I did it. And then they have the full bar, then they got a cigar lounge, and then they got the pool. And then, I mean, it's an actual 5-star hotel. I posted videos and stuff, but that's where we're looking at doing the SEO conference when I do it this year.
Nice.
I'm actually going back April 17th, mid-year, to talk to about 300 of the influencers here in the Philippines. That way, when we put it together, we'll have all them back in us, so then we can pull in all the Filipinos and everybody else here and pack it out. Because we have a lot of them over here that do a lot of the drop shipping and affiliate.
Is it, am I looking at the right place? Is this place right by the ocean, kind of?
Basically.
Yeah. Wow. Nice. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's on, I also have one on my wall too. So it's, a standard room is 65 meters. It has a jacuzzi pool and jacuzzi tub in it. It's huge. The suite rooms are, 250 meters, and those are badass. And they start at like, $600 a night. So, but they're really, really good.
A lot of vacationing. Well, it's all right there though, right? It's close by. Paradise is close for you. So
it's nice. That's just say go there, flew in for a couple of days, stay there and leave, and then come back out to the country. Holly Starks, everyone, Patrick, I feel like we have been with Chris all day today, because Chris has, if you're not in it, dude, y'all gotta get in his mastermind, because he's in his mastermind. What does it go for, like 3 hours or some crazy number?
It's section. There's 3 group, 12 to 6. 12 to 6. One day a week. One day. Burst. That's it. That's how I enjoy it for me.
Yeah, he does them in sections, and then different. If you want to be in one, then you can come into it. I'm actually in your mastermind, but that's like 1 a.m. for me.
Yeah.
If I can't sleep and then I'm up, usually I'll go into yours or Holly's. I'll see them. So, Patrick, God, Holly, I'm tired. Did Jonesy always have a beard, or is it just me? I actually have always had a beard. I've just been letting it grow out more and more. Back in the day, probably last year, about a year ago, my beard went down to my chest. I looked like fucking ZZ Top. So,
yeah, I remember you had it. It was pretty big.
When me and you first started talking, I still had a beard, but back in the day, it went down to my freaking chest. So
that's part of religion,
like
though, right?
Yeah,
that's part of the religion.
Yeah,
you can't have a bare face like that. Men aren't supposed to.
No,
I know. It's fair.
What's his name? Holly. Okay, Patrick, still haven't done my taxes. Neither have I, so I had to get an extension. I have my tax rep doing them actually now over in the States. So, Jeff, good morning from downtown Manila.
Yeah, I remember a good friend of mine. Man, I remember, man, he lived a very strict life, actually, now that I think about it. Like, I remember, man, he lived a very strict life, man.
Yeah, my mom, I remember when I first came to the Philippines and I had my beard was down here. And she goes, I think I still have some of the pictures. I'm trying to figure out. So I think, yeah.
No pork, Ramadan. I remember that. Yeah, I remember.
We're doing, like right now we're doing Ramadan, but I woke up late. So what happens is, for example, I woke up late, so I can't fast. So I'm I'm drinking and eating. But what we do is I feed the poor, unlike, you can feed the poor. So we'll feed 100 people a day for the next 30 days. So we'll do stuff like that. And I'm always like trying to find people we give food and stuff to. So
sweet.
But yeah, I remember I came here, I had my really long beard. My mom was like, oh my God, someone kidnapped some foreigners. It might be my son. They beheaded him. I said, Mom, don't worry about it. They'll probably, if they ever see me, they'll try to recruit me. She didn't like that joke very much. I said, Mom, just chill out, Mom. And now the mom's coming over here too. So Patrick Williams, something is different about you. Beard growing. I don't shave for 3 days and nothing different. Graham. Hey, Jason. Graham says, hey, Jason.
What's up, Graham? Long time, bro. When are you coming here? When are you getting?
Yeah, I can't wait to Graham and them come here. Graham and Kevin eventually.
Need some first world people here.
My dog just he discovered Duke doesn't like him either. He's like,
Yeah, bro.
he tried to eat him.
Duke the dog.
Duke is an American
Big.
bully, and he was fine when he saw me. And then whenever he went to put his hand up to him, he started growling at him. So he's got to be trained. But he does what he's supposed to do. Don't let strangers in. Graham from Google in Australia. Update my holiday hours. If you haven't updated your hours, recommend that you do. We may call you to make sure they're accurate. We never ask for payments over the phone. Thank you, Graham. Lenny, thanks. Patrick, yeah, you were sad. It was very difficult, Jeff. It was very difficult not to go play poker. I'll put it that much. But I love my wife, so I stayed out of there.
I feel sad for you.
He's a gambler and a drinker, so he's like, how can you stay at the Akata and not go play casino?
I played a bit.
Jason played a bit. What did you play? Like craps or some shit?
Blackjack.
Blackjack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to be social. Like,
Just to be social because he couldn't sleep. And then
Check out my Facebook this week. You'll see me at City of Dreams.
yeah, I told him about that place. That's the place I first came to when I first came here was City of Dreams. It has poker stars in there from Daniel Negreanu or the kid. And all of them. He was one of my favorites. So Frankie, what's the best place to get Wayback Machine websites rebuilt for you onto WordPress? Not me. I'll tell you that. Not me, not my team. And it depends on, you can go to Wayback Machine and sometimes the website will be able to be recouped and sometimes it looks like crap.
Yeah, but
So,
that's a fact.
you know,
You might not want to rebuild the whole thing, but as far as exporting the content, Siphon AI is what I use. But I think for just normal, like regulars, there's a gentleman on there that'll rebuild it. If you search Wayback Machine website builder, there's a guy that'll do it like the whole build out. I think his limit is 10,000 pages or something. He charges $22. He puts it right in his title tag too. I used him two times. So
and this is on Fiverr, right?
nah, right off the search. Like if you do a
Just
search Wayback
search-
Machine Builder,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I think it's called like Wayback Machine Website Builder or something like that. But I used him twice. He's cool. I mean, he did his job. He did what he said he was gonna do. So he's cool in my book.
Jonesy's were the fourth ZZ Top guy. Yeah, I love that song, man. She's got legs. Yeah. All right. It is so good to have you back, William. We all missed you, buddy. Appreciate it. I used to have a beard. My soccer buddies called me Grizzle. I used to like this, an old story before I got married. I used to play poker, Jeff. I'd sit at the table, had this one blonde, and she's sitting there and she's like, she's a salon lady. It's actually used to be one of my best friends, wound up being one of my best friends. And she's like, can I touch it? Yes, you could touch it. She touched it. The next thing, can I braid it? It was so long, you could actually braid the damn thing. She sat there while I'm playing poker, braiding my fucking beard. Drinking fucking Goldschlager and top shelf shit. So back in the day.
Is that what do you prefer? Are you more of a brown or a white drinker? Like, do you like darker liquors or like vodkas?
Dark.
Dark?
I love vodka, but I'll usually drink everything I was drinking before was straight. So I never did runners or any of that. So my father, my mom used to worry about it because he was an alcoholic and he died from the shit, but she'd worry that I would get angry like him and me. I'd have one or two drinks and I'd just call him out. because I would do it to calm my nerves whenever I was playing, because I used to play at high stakes tables and stuff. Holly, by the way, William, did you email out this call? Yes, I did. I did email it out. It went out through Active Campaign. Now that you say that, let me go check it. You didn't get it. I'm curious. We'll sit here and talk about whatever, but if you guys actually have Google questions, YouTube questions, anything, just let me know. I don't care. I know Patrick's begging. He's like, please talk about YouTube. Yeah, it went out and it's been opened. Just not too many people opened it out of 1,000 something people. That's what I'm talking about. We're gonna talk about this. Out of 1,000 people, only 40 people opened it. You know, Holly's talking about she has something and she's trying to give people work, and they're like, no, not interested. You know, it's life. People just not interested. Might have hit spam. Yep, Chris, that page didn't index still.
Yeah,
it's from
no.
Holly.
Yeah, I was just checking that out.
E-commerce training, I'm working on it, Bambi. The guy that's going to be bringing in, that's going to be doing it, that's all he does is e-commerce. So when Kirk is ready to do it, me and him will partner up and do it. I'm begging him to do it. I don't do downloads, dude. The premium downloads, YouTube premium downloads. I don't do them. I don't do it anymore. I mean, that's not what I'm doing to rank my shit. So.
Is that Brian's bike?
Yeah, that's Brian's bike that just pulled up. He heard the motorbike. That's how I always know when Brian gets here. Let's see here. Frankie, hey, Chris, thank you. Is this the site you mentioned first, this one, the siphonai.com regarding vendor? I'm wondering if this is the one way back, rebuilder.com.
Let me just see here. Way back machine site builder. As soon as I see it, I'll tell you.
Hey, well, I'm not sure.
No, that's not it.
That's not. If you find it, let us know, Chris. All right.
I'll pull it up for you.
Patrick. So for YouTube domination, no. I mean, Patrick, have you went in there and downloaded? I'll tell you this much. We'll talk about this. Have you downloaded my YouTube sheet? Start with that, Patrick. Have you downloaded the YouTube sheet? Yes, you have. Now you're gonna make me feel like I have to now. What part of it are you not understanding? Let's start there. You got blinded by it.
Blinded by the sheet.
Crazy. I'm not gonna talk about the secret part. I'm not, because I've had too many, what's the same offer? What is it? Offer 10K for it? Not doing it. I already told, okay, and no, he ain't, or I'm going to come over there and beat him up. Okay, now I have to tell everybody. That way Holly will come over here.
You're having lost my.
I'm just joking, Holly. I could tell you I've tested everything under the sun, and you can tell me, is it this? And I can tell you yay or nay. That's about the farthest you're going to get me. And every time anyone guesses, it's always a nay, because it's so stupidly in front of you that it's ridiculous. Even on the YouTube domination, dude, Patrick, all I'm going to do is go through the spreadsheet and say, do this, do this. These are the basics. If you could actually do the basics, the juice would push you there, but you got to get the basics done. I can rank stuff with just the basics, depending on how hard the niche is too. So,
It's this site
get
here.
y'all.
I don't know if it's just
That's-
different.
All right, Chrissy Poo, Chris, where's it at?
Wayback Machine downloader.com. I don't know if that's different than what did he put in.
Holly will come over here, Patrick. Don't worry about it. I just tell her I'm gonna pay first class to get your ass over here. She'll be here.
I feel like anyone that owns an agency has to see your setup, bro.
Yeah,
Because it doesn't do it justice online. When I saw it, I was like, damn.
yeah. When he saw the agency, how he got set up, he was blown away, and it was too much stimulation. He had to go take a rest. I got to buy my wife a new bedroom set if I leave the U.S. That's the rules. Okay, sounds cool. New bedroom set coming, I guess.
That's
I'm gonna have to do that. Holly, I go to say, Holly, I need you for a mastermind, and then she goes, wife says need a new bedroom set. Okay, how's a bedroom set in business class? Okay, we'll do that. Chris, he just wants a pallet of energy drinks.
Yes. Or two.
Patrick Daning, that is a good deal for her. Salute. And rid of you for a bit and get the bedroom set. Yeah, only be like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then have a private dinner mastermind for anybody that pays for it. Holly says, Jason, how are you liking it here? Is it like a brain dump yet?
I might not go home because a month isn't long enough to absorb all this. I mean, within what was it, an hour? I had a nap and Bill got my agency. Wait, you like plug some big ass holes in it already?
Yeah.
It was like
Went through everything, put everything on spreadsheets, all the
what
onboarding
bedroom said,
forms,
honey,
everything.
trust me, and much more.
So
It's insane. Like the setup here, right, with the VAs and that. It's actually, yeah, I can't even describe it. I saw the YouTube videos and stuff, but when you actually hear and you meet everyone and you see like, oh shit, this is a specialist that just does this, just does this, just does that, you realize like there's so much to learn. So much.
Joseph, I'm using Agency Assassin from a CTR. I'm testing some things with my lead gen sites, but my question is, when I set the conversion events to 1 to 2 a day, low volume keyword, it still does 10 plus. You need to call Ian. I'm not going to be able to tell you how to fix that. And neither is Chris, because we're not the developers. I'm close with Ian, but just message Ian and he'll do it. Are reviews sticking these days? It depends. Sometimes yay, sometimes no. Depends on the reviews coming from someone in the area. Are they legit? Are they not legit? Fake? They bought? All types of stuff. What's the trust? Patrick, Chris, how would you do your process for 90 days with your clients? Month 1, month 2, month 3. What's your process? If you give us a, if you will, like godlike overview.
Yeah. So I think no matter what, at first we need to establish what are the top products, what are the top services, and what are the top locations. Then we need to establish the KPI. Once I know what the goal is, it's going to vary depending on the keywords, the products, and the locations. So I think the very first thing, no matter what, is it, as long as it's an established site, or I wouldn't take it, is going to be increasing the, I mean, what do you want? The SEO? Because that's all I primarily focus on. Everything else I outsource. Like web design, I don't do it. I hand it off. I only do the SEO personally, or I have Eric do the building. So
Nice.
Aside from that, I'm jacking up the internal anchor text. I mean, everything we talk about, I mean, dude, this could go on for days. I mean, what do you want? Build links and build out content and jack up the internal links, press releases, citations, guest posts. I mean, that's pretty much about it. I'm looking to
trying to get as much as done possible. I know Chris's method and most people on SEO is get as much done as possible up front so I can spend month 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chilling and just getting bank. That's what your goal should be. Get as much done up front as possible so you can chill out. You know, so
that's
right.
I mean, there's a huge list. I mean, if you like on the site, I list out, you know, a half of pretty much everything. you know, like this is pretty much the goal. Like I'm trying to spike in 100 pages. I'm trying to build out 1,500 word articles times 50 at least month one. I'm trying to get at least 2 to 3 high powered links to each of the pages that matter. I'm trying to get my press releases, citations, and the internal links up. I'm going to build out my foundational layer. I mean, as far as I'm just looking for buffer pages, essentially. And that's pretty much it, man. That's it. And then if I have to, I'll have Alice. She's like my #1 VA. I'll have her go in and re-optimize the pages based on density. That's it. The path of least resistance is what I'm after. I want to do the least amount of work for the most amount of push. That's what I'm doing, Patrick. The least to get the best result. That's it. So yeah, that's really it. It's really it. SEO is not hard. It's just I think William really says it like it's the process. Like, do you have it structured out so as soon as you get in there, you can either hand it off or go right, start at the top and work your way down your list, or in my case, Trello boards.
Yeah, you and Craig were talking about what's the name of that new platform you're talking about for customer support?
Oh, I use Freshdesk.
Freshdesk.
Yeah.
So they were asking me about that. I said, I actually have Infinity and I paid the money for it, and I've used the other ones, but I never liked any of it because it complicates it too much. Whereas now we use this one support desk system, but we're actually converting it over to WordPress, in which I have all control over everything. Therefore, we can systematize it, because that's one of the things I've said all the time: systems. If we are doing something in SEO, so for example, you've done it enough where you do all these processes and you see that the needle's not being moved as much by doing, let's say, spending your time doing a latitude and longitude on all these images that you're using and you're uploading to GMB posts or whatever, right? So do you stop doing that to do something that will move the needle more, or do you just keep doing it just so you can have a bullet that you check off and you give to your client when you report to them? I'm the guy that will actually tell you, I don't give a shit about giving this checkoff list to a client. Are they ranking? Has their calls increased and all that? That's what they want to know. No one gives a shit about, oh, I got 50 backlinks instead of 45 backlinks. No, did my rankings increase?
Does the calls increase? That's it. I meet with them. Some clients are every 2 weeks. Some clients are once a month. The low ticket guys, I send them the list. Like, here's your deliverable.
Yeah, I mean, there's some of the ones that are like they're going to want it, but it's like, the ones you're really wanting to work with are the ones that they don't give a shit about none of that. They want to know, are my calls increasing and then my rankings increase? I don't care about none of the other stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Usually they call me. That's it.
Bambi, could you explain why having numerous location pages is not recommended? Chris can talk about it, but by me anymore, it's never been recommended by me. Okay. I've said before, whenever we had this, because I talked to my VAs and I talked to people that have come in and tried to have us do SEO for them. What I've always said is, if your location is about Dallas, Texas, everything on that website should be about what? Dallas, Texas. Things to do, places to go, streets, all that should be about Dallas, Texas. I should not have a location page on there for Fort Worth, Texas, and every other city around Dallas, Texas. If you want the way I've always said, it's like, if you want a location page about Fort Worth because you're going to be doing work in Fort Worth, then get a GMB in Fort Worth, Texas, get a website for Fort Worth, Texas, make that entire site about Fort Worth, Texas, because it is much easier to rank it.
That's
not because it's not possible, but because it's much easier to rank it. Now, if you want to make things hard on yourself in SEO, then go ahead and do it the other way and put, 4 or 5 different cities and 1 GMB on it and see what happens when it gets filtered or possumed out, But I've always said that you could take our location page and put it on as many pages as you want. But what I tell people is, when your rankings aren't increasing, don't come to me because my guarantee is null and void because you're not following my system. You're doing your own thing.
Yep. And that is an easier, it's not, and two, I don't know who asked that question, but it's not that you can't, but is that your process? Is that what you do? You set up individual based.
Yep. I always said that. And that's why I've asked you. I said, okay, can you do it? Yes. Is it best to do it? No. Are you Walmart or Nike? No. Are you Adidas? No. Walmart does it because Walmart's a multi-billion-dollar company and they have multiple locations and they're a huge entity. You know, when you become a huge entity, let's say like McDonald's, it's very easy to do it. Pop up and they're there. But when you are a small company, it's got, let's say 2 or 3 or even 10 locations, and I would still tell you as franchises, give them their own website, optimize it for that location. It's easier. Stop making things hard on yourself. Patrick, Chris, what tool are you using to audit internal links?
Audit internal links? What I'm going to do is I'm going to just do an eyeball test utilizing Chrome extension. What I want to figure out is top performers that are beating me across the primary keyword and its variations. What I need to determine is how many internal links do they have pointing to the page that I'm competing with, because I know that 2 internal links equals an external link of the equal value. So what I'm trying to do is double the amount of power. So I'll build out an internal buffer page, jack it full of guest post links, and then I'll send in that internal buffer page is usually a sitemap.html page. That sitemap.html page is linked to all of the high equity pages, like the most prominent pages that I want to rank. My objective is to get as many internal links to the page I want to rank as possible without sending links to that actual page, because I can never jeopardize my client's most important pages. However, if I build out a supporting piece of content, I can build whatever I want. If I get a penalty, who cares? I'll just kill the page and 301 redirect it to another one. So that's what I do. And I'm just trying to determine what's the winner have? I'm going to double it up. And then how many referrings do they have? Okay. I can accomplish that much cheaper. Yep.
One of the things Chris has said in one of his videos, which is gold, and I will repeat it for you guys, is when you're doing an audit on backlinks. So you do an audit on your backlinks and you go through your audit and you got all these backlinks that have 0 authority. What Chris is going to tell you, if you watch some of his videos, is you then take your GSA links, your Money Robot links, or whatever, and then you push them to those links that have 0 page rank or 0 authority and try to push up their DA or page rank. That way you're pushing up the authority of that link, which will then in turn push up your authority or that page's website. So that's something that he's talked about before, which is nothing but pure gold.
And new people generally will come to me and say, well, why wouldn't you send it to the high powered links? And the reason is because when you have a DR80 link, if I send 100 high powered links to that, it might go to DR92. But if I send high powered links to a DR10, that sucker will shoot right up. And now that's
right up.
You're able to build up your equity for cheaper and faster, because you're taking page rank 0s to 1s is the objective. That's really what we're trying to do. Yep.
It's like Tony has mentioned before, for some of you guys, are how do you, it's a domain name booster. So he can take something that's got low authority, let's say a 10, and get it to 30, 40. And yes, it will stick. I know for a fact it will stick. But if you're already at 30 or 40 and then you want him to boost it up even more, it's going to have very little effect. He says it straight up. He tells all you guys. So,
and the biggest, and just one more massive tip. I think, Patrick, a big one is, like, I know that like Ahrefs and SEMrush, I like those tools. Don't get me wrong. I especially like SEMrush, wink, wink. But here's something for a visual cue, especially in high competition areas. Here's what I would do. Get Majestic, because they have a visual way to look at their most important tier 1 links. So you get Majestic, look at the link graph, go to all the big circles that are in that link graph, right? And any of those links that you can either buy for cheap or free, or even anything that you can buy and anything that you can build that's in that link graph, get those and you will rank for much higher competition keywords. Like when I want to go out and get ranked for DUI attorney in New York, the first thing I'm going to do is go to the top performers and get into the link graph. And you'll start ranking. You won't hit page number 1, but you'll hit page 1. Easy. So that's a massive tip that helped me. So hopefully it helps you.
So Bambi, you were talking about location pages because my guys built the location pages. This is one of the things like why I wanted Jason here when we're documenting and showing you guys a lot of this stuff too, is because what happens is you'll have clients come in and they'll say, well, I want these location pages done. And to please the client, they go, okay, we make these location pages. And then next thing you know, I got 3 and 4 and 5 websites coming out with all these location pages. Why they got them? Well, the clients wanted them. And they never came to me and went, hey, here's a new SOP. But when William found them, William goes, I don't give a shit what a client wants when it comes to these location pages. If they want them, they're going to come talk to me about it. And then I'm going to explain to them why we don't do it. So that's why it happened. In an agency, if you're not always looking for tweaks, like I don't go, you know, when something happens in an agency, most people react and they get mad. And me, I go, okay, why did that happen? You know, why did this occur? So now, for example, we get a lot of people go, oh my God, I never got the onboarding form, even though I know the onboarding form automatically is sent out via Zapier. It might wind up in your spam or whatever. So now what happens is we get an email, like we just sold almost 100 of those web design packages, right? So every order that comes in every day, we email out direct to that person with the onboarding form for them, and they have to respond directly to us. This is why, and that happened through just looking at things, where are the holes at, fixing it, where the hole is at, fix it. And what happens is a lot of times you don't. It's like Jason's realized that I have my eyes on everything all the time, even if I'm out. You know, I still see everything. But yeah, that's how that happened, Bambi. Patrick, Chris, what Chrome extension do you use for eyeballing the internal links?
It's called Marketing Syrup SEO Pro extension. I used to use SEO Meta in one click. The reason why I switched is with that tool, you get all the functionality of SEO Meta in one click, but you also get schema. So I like to be able to get all that at a glance. It's really good for consultation calls to be able to explain. It's good to have visual cues. Most people are visual, so I want to be able to show them why I want to do what I want to do.
Nice.
So it helps. That's very helpful.
William, what about having a session on Money Robot? Well, we do. It's Tony with Link Daddy, and all he talks about is Money Robot because that's all he uses is Money Robot. His whole system is based on Money Robot. So if you come in when we do those classes or go through his classes on there, it's all about Money Robot. Robert Prosser, if I didn't say it wrong, I'm sorry, Robert, but what's the best bang for your buck link for local service business, maps, embeds, guest posts, niche edits? Not almost niche edits, but
yeah, I mean, they all play a
a
part.
lot of them.
I mean, they all play their own part. The best bang for the buck. Yeah, I might have to agree with that. A niche edit, because I'm on a relevant domain that's getting traffic that it's already established and probably has link equity. So depending upon, some of these vendors will try to get you because their internal linking is trash. So it'll be on some buried page. Yeah, it might be getting a trickle of traffic, but it's buried. Same with these PBN providers. I noticed that too. So just be cautious of the vendors. Be cautious of what you're buying. But yeah, I think the niche edits is probably the best bang. I think I'm gonna have to agree with that for sure. How could you?
And if you're an agency, as you start growing, I'm not going to tell you as a grown man or woman what to do, but as you start building out sites, getting niche edits should be rather easy for you. I'll put it that way. If you don't have Chris's book, I dropped it inside of the chat, so y'all need to go get it. Help Chris out. He's here all the time, and besides, if it's coming from him, you know it's going to be gold, and it's on step-by-step process of SEO audits. I seen you said something in a certain person's chat on their video, and I went in there and said, Chris is the only local SEO I would listen to, and that was apparently a no-no by Ruan. I was like, I was going to respond, and I was like, I'm not even going to bother. I let my inner Chris tell me,
Yeah.
Usaki. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, they're good guys. I was hoping for more. I was more plug-in. Like, hey, like I wasn't doubting anybody. I was just saying, I was like, hey, like wink, wink, like, hey, dude, I have this. You should.
Oh, you know why I do that stuff is I'm trying to get traction and I'm trying to get them to talk.
Of course.
So Ruan did exactly what I wanted him to do, which is go in there and he made about a paragraph talk about it. He's not your competition. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I never said he was my competition, dude. And of course he's not my competition.
No, not at all.
And almost said, go YouTube search white hat SEO.
Yeah, no, that's
just kidding. But I was like, go get his book. If you're gonna listen to local SEO, good, listen to Chris. Patrick, that is a great tip, Chris. Majestic, free or paid. Chris usually tells you guys, here's a free way to do it, here's a paid way to do it.
Yep. Yeah, I think the best bet for those tools is Flickover. I use it I have a SEMrush account. I have a paid, I have the $45 version of Majestic, but I like to have access to all the other, like the SEM scoops and all the little tools, the Buzz Sumos and stuff. They're cool. So Flickover is really sick. And then as far as free, it's hard to get good data. But yeah, Flickover is probably the best because you get all the tools for like $20 a month. I mean, if you're doing, it's some data you have to pay for, like I'm as frugal as they get. And even I pay for some tools. It's inevitable, So yeah.
So Patrick says, Chris or Holly, how would you spoof the QID in the Amazon link that William just posted in the chat when I shared your Amazon link, Chris? I've seen some Amazon sellers spoof that QID in what we call a super URL.
I'm not, I don't ever mess really with Amazon other than that book. So I'm probably not the best guy to ask for that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't mess with it either. Except the one time I had my book up there. Jeff, I recently did a live sale. Chris would have liked it, where it's kind of like auctioning, but over here in the Philippines, they show you something and you say mine if you want it. They go mine, miners. They say, all right, we're going to do SEO BOGO, buy one, get one, buy one, get one, buy one, get one. Who wants it? And then whoever commented, yeah, Jeff, I invoiced them right afterwards. And in about 20 minutes, I made over $5,000. So, and then that's done. So when they come by and they want to do, hey, I missed it. Can I get one of those BOGOs? Nope, can't get one. You got to be there live when we do it. So, and I'm going to start doing those probably once a month or so. Patrick, I did not hear Tony yet. Well, all he talks about is all he is Money Robot, dude. So yeah, go in there more when Tony's on there and ask him about Money Robot. That's all he'll talk to you about, bro. Frankie, would you use the niche edits to power up your tier ones, or would you link them directly to the site?
Would I power up the tier ones?
Yep.
Well, the tier one is definitely pointing already to the site. It should be. That's why it's the tier one. However, will I power it up? It depends. I mean, generally what the hand you're showing, right, is your tier one. They should be some of your better links, but everybody generally isn't going to always have the best unless you're Matt Diggity, so you know what I mean? So yeah, I do power them up a lot of times, but essentially you should have only your best links on your tier 1, and then you're using use your other stuff for tier 2, like junk, essentially.
Robert says he just bought the book. Chris,
Thank you. Appreciate
Holly,
you.
white hat is an SEO myth. I agree. I just say, black hat is what white hat or the losers call black. Black hat is what the losers call the winners. But yeah, I did a video and I called it a white hat SEO just to take that SERP result in YouTube, because I know there's a certain person that's predominant in that niche. Used to have a white hat SEO group, but it switched it multiple times. But yeah, I've been saying, I said, this is the only white hat you're ever going to get me to do, which is really green hat. And had Yoda in it. I've been doing a lot of those themes now as of late. So let's see here. Jeff says it was awesome. Well, I sent you the invoice, Jeffy Poo. So if you haven't, submit a support ticket. Joseph, so I have a client who wants to rank in Los Angeles. Our GMB was verified in a smaller town west of Los Angeles. It's a service area GMB, but we set our service area for Los Angeles County. Within the site, we have other neighborhooding cities with the same setup, driving directions, things to do, etc. Should I just remove the other city pages, focus only on Los Angeles, or should we forget Los Angeles and focus on the city we are postcard verified in? We haven't been ranking very well in either places, but get this, 50 miles away east, we're number 1 in a 20-mile radius, and we have never optimized or referred in that city once in our optimization. Any thoughts? It's a lot of questions.
Sounds like somebody from over there did a search.
Yeah.
On your site. That's why you're probably pulling over there. But with that being said, I don't know. I always, without seeing it, I hate to give, actual changes.
Yeah, he needs more information. Like, why were you able to rank in a 20-mile radius somewhere very far away? Is it easier? Is it a low population? What's the niche? How big is the city, and how many competition you have in that area? Stuff like that. Got to look at that sort of thing. But if I was to tell you what I would want I'm doing, if you want to rank in Los Angeles, get a postcard verified in Los Angeles, and then have your entire site talking about Los Angeles, and concentrate on Los Angeles. I just dealt with this with someone else. They were like, we're not trying to rank for this city, and this blog or whatever we did has this city referred into it. It's an online store. Why do you have this city referred to in the blog? Well, that's because it's on your about page and every other thing you have, and that's why it's referred to in the blog. So what are you trying to rank for? Trying to rank for Los Angeles, get a GMB in Los Angeles, optimize the site for Los Angeles. I'm not going to tell you, for instance, go try to change your optimization and shit for this other city that you're ranking in without knowing what the population and competition's at, how much traffic, what's the foot traffic like, and all that. Tony used Mentorprise. He uses Mentorprise with his content. It doesn't use it to create backlinks. Mentorprise does not create backlinks. Okay. Mentorprise is for his content. Yeah. Black hat is what the losers call white hat. Yeah, exactly. What is the way to long? What? This is Holly. No, okay, that was way too long of a question. Yeah. Rule was 1,001 reasons why Holly does not do masterminds. Your question is too damn long. Patrick, Chris, what do you look for in what? Chris, what do you look for in DNS settings?
That's a. Can I phone a friend? I mean, I
don't even know what you mean.
What
by
are you
that.
trying to get at? Yeah, I don't know.
DNS settings are simply for
I'm looking to put
pointing
two,
your domain somewhere. I mean,
2A records and
Okay. Robert Purser, Holly laughing out loud. Yeah, I'm gonna come up with a book. It's called "Why Holly Doesn't Do Masterminds." Just, just kidding. But not Patrick. In one of the groups, some were saying the Geo grid tools. Yeah, I hear that all the time, Patrick. Some of the grid tools are not accurate. This is why I use 3 or 4 grid tools, and you look at what 3 or 4 of them say, and then you get a, if you will, an average or general aspect, general look at it. You don't say I only use this one tool and that's it. If you do, you're probably going to be wrong. That's just, So what do you think of what we need without getting into the weeds? I use Lead Snap and I use Local Falcon. I haven't used them in a while. Was Local Viking. I haven't used them in a while. So Holly laughing out loud and phone my friend. Oh my God. Chris is revealing his age with that. Patrick, don't have to answer, man. Robert, an A record is popular. Yeah, that's one thing. Duh.
I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff, but sorry.
There's a lot of stuff you could do, but as a matter of what are you wanting to do with it?
Yeah.
Holly Starks every frame. What was that a Patrick? Yes, it was a Patrick question. He's kidding, but he's not kidding. It's true.
Look up DNS spider pools if you really want to start having fun. Just in your spare time.
DNS spider pools. Go have fun, Patrick.
There you go, Patrick. You want to get lost in the weeds? There you go. That's what the big
Robert. Let me show you my MX record. They're dope. Yeah. So,
like all these guys with these 40,000 website networks in Singapore and China, that's what they're doing. It's ridiculousness.
I can understand why you do a lot of shit. You hide shit. And there's one, Holly. See, this is why we need him in all the MM groups. He can ask that to you guys. And if he asked it in mine, I'd ask what the F he was talking about, no filter. Patrick, what the fuck are you talking about? Holly would be like, Patrick, it's enough.
Patrick, he in another year or two, though, Patrick's gonna have a lot of the answers.
Yep, he'll be the mastermind itself because he'll have already asked all the damn questions. Holly says, Patrick, where do you live at?
Questions are good.
She reminds me of my friends. Yeah, Holly's cool. It's cool peoples. Cool peoples.
So what's the plan, William? What's in the
What's in my furnace right now? Well, Jason's here, so right now I'm going to be concentrating a lot on ClickFunnels. I'm getting our funnels set up because I'm going after 2 comma. That's really what I'm concentrating on right now. I'm about to launch Agency War Room by the end of the month. Agency War Room will have 4 tiers. It's going to be a done with you or a done for you agency, in which we will take and get your leads, book your calendar, get your VAs, source your VAs, train your VAs. And if you even want us to, we'll have our sales closers close your deals. Those different options will be spread over the 4 different tiers. The cheapest tier obviously won't have it, but we'll still have it done with you option.
Is that the plan for the ClickFunnels? Is that the objective? That's the product?
I'm actually coming out with a new website where I have the new logo that says William Jones Marketing. And what it will have is it's going to be a WordPress site. The blog will be a WordPress site and the homepage will be a WordPress, but everything on the menu is going to go to the funnel. GMB Pros will be a funnel. The War Room will be a funnel. All the tools we're going to be coming out with is going to be a funnel. Everything we're doing is going to lead to a funnel. I'm going to have a newsletter, kind of like SEO Notebook. a bunch of different things. So it's going to just put as many lines in the water as possible and help as many people as possible.
I
And
was thinking that same one, not the war room. That's too much, but the newsletter I really like. I
the
like that.
newsletter is a way to pull people into, your, if you will, your funnel. And because I have 21 ebooks, we're doing funnels for all 21 of them. I'm working on those funnels this week. So a lot. It's a lot. And I mean, it's like, I was telling Jason what we're going to do, and I gave down this whole list of this stuff. So
Beautiful.
all right.
Best wishes. And
All
what?
right,
How
so
many
I told you yesterday
commas?
we're going after Forbes links and Fox links and
How many
all
commas
these
though?
comma at least
2 of them.
2
Okay.
at
Okay.
least.
All right.
I told him, I said, if we could do it right, I said, you'll get multiple 2 comma awards. You'll be seeing plaque.
Those don't they have that 10x one or whatever? I saw
They
the.
have the 10x.
That's the one. Yeah.
And then in March, if everything goes right, then I'll go to well, regardless, I'll probably be going to the ClickFunnels funnel hacking live, because I usually go to it anyway. So let's see. Holly laughing out loud's in the States, Patrick. She's like, I'm in a secret place, just like the obvious YouTube secret that is staring us in the face. Y'all are funny. Patrick, Jason, you better take good care of William or I'll hunt you down.
Bro, I'm in the Philippines. Good luck.
Yeah, he's in the Philippines. Told him, I said, let's see, any recommendations for a good Plesk VPS service you guys have used? I've had bad luck on EC2 instances. Looking for a new provider.
Plesk instead of cPanel? Why? I don't, that's not who I generally use unless I'm thinking of something completely different. Isn't Plesk like an alternative to cPanel? Or
Yeah,
is
I've
it
never
something-
used a Plesk, so.
Yeah, I've used like direct admin. I don't know. There's a bunch of them. I guess Plesk is good, but I think that's a paid solution. So if I was going to go with a paid solution, I think I'd rock with cPanel. So cPanel is all over. Plesk, I'm not sure, unfortunately, me personally.
Lenny, would it be possible to put dates on videos when uploaded on the back end? No. Generally what we like to do, for instance, if we're talking about Agency Assassin under CTR, then I put that, and the video is called Agency Assassin. If it's called GMB questions, that. If it's called YouTube hacks, I put it as the title as that. Why? Because otherwise people will be going there and, oh my God, what date did you and Chris talk about VPSs? And I will have not a clue. And then when I say go watch every video, they will want my head, Lenny. So I put it in there that way. That way you can go into search, top right hand side, hit search, you put in your keyword, and it's going to find every instance where we talk about, for instance, CTR booster. All right. Holly's guessing California, correct, Patrick? Patrick, Lenny, if you click through the YouTube for the back end videos, you will see the dates. Bingo. There you go. Give them that little black hat tactic, Patrick, if you will. Dennis Casey, everyone, I'm creating 10 new websites, 10 new GMBs for suburbs, all in the same niche. Can I put 10 websites onto the same hosting?
You can, if you really wanted to. I think it might, it's not going to be optimal though. You might want to split that up.
Split it up. Otherwise you're taking chances.
Yep, but you could just go partition a Dedi and operate 10 sites. So 10 sites isn't much. Pay
Or all
40
10
bucks a month.
GMBs on the same Gmail too. I hope not. Holly Starks, dude, Patrick lives in Mountain View. Isn't that by Google? Patrick, who says I'm not? Y'all are going back and forth. Robert, yes, I like Plesk. Okay, cool. Grid pane for the win is what Graham, because Graham is much into the hosting and emails and all that stuff. So Great, good job, Dennis. No, all different Gmails. Thank you. You don't know how many times I've had that question, Dennis. Can I put it all on one Gmail?
No, don't do that.
You can. It doesn't
Oh, yeah,
mean
you
should.
You can. That's not the way to
A
roll. though.
lot of things.
That's kind of like I see a lot. Sometimes too, all go into the same homepage. Multiple GMBs, like more than one or two, go into the same homepage. Generally, want to split. If you're using the same site, I'd split that up.
Yeah.
Different pages is fine, but that's not. You're just doing one locale, one place. So, William, when you're building out pages, say I want to go win LA, you're going to go for an exact match domain.
Yep.
So you're going to go. So okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna usually do an EDM, and I'm gonna have the EDM name inside because I've heard this crap all the time. But EDM on the domain name, and I'm gonna put the EDM as the GMB listing. I'm gonna get it as much EDM as possible. But when you're doing that, and I tell people this all the time, when you're doing that, you're going after that specific niche, that specific keyword, and I'm not going broad.
So
I'm going after one specific thing.
So if a client were to come though, and say
Yeah.
they want to, LA, multiple cities there,
Yeah.
would you tell them, would you say no? Or would you
If
get
they're in
the
LA
both of
and they
those?
have 4 other locations, I would tell them, say you need 4 other websites and 4 other GMBs and 4 other SEO plans. And I'm very upfront about it. And they ask me, well, that's going to cost me 4 times the amount of money. Yes, you're absolutely right. It will. And if you want to do it your way, I'll do it your way, but there's no guarantee on the rankings.
Sure.
I'm not going to guarantee it in 3 months. I'll put it that way.
No. That's
With an EDM, I can get it there rather fast, no matter
so
what
that kind of
population.
that's interesting. So that kind of goes into the process.
You got it.
It's far easier with an exact match domain targeting one place with one GMB.
Yep.
You want to own that little, whatever the place is. So do you even
it's
recommend?
Go ahead.
So what about if so we're talking more on big cities, and I can understand going that route. But what about these tiny little places? You'll still stick to the same goal?
I'll still stick to the same thing, because what I'll wind up doing, because we used to do ranking, we had a rank and rent program in which every client got 10 websites per month. What we would do, for example, you could go, I have a whole list of all the cities in the entire United States by population. And I could tell you exactly every city, which one's the hit. Like you can tell me Ontario, Canada, and I'd say, okay, go with these cities. Boom, 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 boom. And do all those cities, one website for this one, EDM it, and you'll get it ranked really fast. And
So-
what we do is, for example, oh, well, you got to produce content for all those. No, you don't. I take the main one and produce the content for it. Then when I go to do this site, all I do is clone it, migrate it, pull it out, and I spin the content on it. That's all I do.
See, doesn't that limit? So that tells me then you're pumping the sites full of, you have to be producing a lot of articles then.
Yep.
In order to encompass enough keywords to make it worthwhile for a client.
And now I got my articles. You're going to like this one. It's going to be dropping probably beginning of next week. I'll have all my articles and everything for the next 6 months for all of our clients on automation. They'll all get 5 articles every month.
So, but you'll win really well for the primary keyword. But when you're taking a transactional or commercial site and switching it over to a blog, because we're not targeting multiple towns or cities, doesn't that limit our transactional keyword rankings?
I don't do that. So we go, for example, if they want to do it that way, then we'll do it that way. But if they want to do it according to the way I'm going to tell them to do it, then I'll do it my way. And then I'll rank for those specific keywords. We will go for the long tail transactional keywords on their blogs. I will go after those keywords. Don't get me wrong. I still go after the transactional keywords. I still go after, let's say, best plumber in Ontario, Canada, best plumber reviews, and blah, blah, blah. All those different keywords. We still go after them underneath the blogs, but the main domain name, the main pages
Are
won't
only
have those
around
in
that
there.
city.
Got it. So we'll still do it. It's just how we're doing it, how we're structuring it.
And so your goal isn't to rank as for as many keywords as possible and get as many number ones as possible. It's you want to own this space. That's it.
I want to own that entity.
Which is fair. I mean, that's
you know.
much easier. That's an
I'm
interesting
going to go,
concept.
for instance, if you're coming after, now here's a note. If you're coming after, I want to be the number one plumber in Ontario, I'm trying to make you the number one plumber in Ontario, not the number one pipe fitter in Ontario. I will take those other transactional keywords and I will use those through the G stack. So
It's fair. No, fair
that's
enough.
one way we do it. So, how can we create our own 4G proxies? Proxidize. Go get Proxidize, Patrick, and you can do it. Graham's got Proxidize. Ask Graham how it's doing. And they got the whole system set up. It's expensive if you want to do it good, but Jeff Field, got to go, guys. Client meeting, great session. Awesome, Jeff. Have a good one. Yes, Graham says, but I don't kiss and tell. Just test it out yourself, Patrick, but it does work very much so.
Patrick, go check out Sosi's. I think you'll like that. If you're looking for a little bit of a cheaper option, it's up to you. Or just
All right,
go
guys,
buy
we're gonna
a-
be getting on here pretty soon. Get
Ooh,
your last few
getting in
questions
there.
in. All right, what is it called? What is that? Sosi's.
Yeah.
Once again, go get Chris's book. Drop your numbers in. I'm going to do the random number generator. Give away from free stuff here. That's why. Reactive campaign.
What
That
is
didn't
not
fail.
connected to members profile?
No, it just failed. Active campaign. So let's go here. Get your number in, Chris.
Oh yeah, I was first.
Let's say I was like, because Chris is like, I'm gonna win this son of a bitch. Oh, let's see here. Random number generator. How many people we got in here? I like 30. Yeah, about 30. So let's choose 40 as the maximum number. Get your numbers in, because as soon as I do this, I'm gonna stop. All right, let's go. Number one. Never had that happen. It's crazy.
Random.
Random as shit. Never had that happen. I don't think nobody's close to it. The closest is Marissa. I'm telling you, go get a damn poker, go get a like lotto ticket or something. Marissa.
Nice.
Good job, Marissa. You know where to email me at. Iam@rankfortress.com. Iam@rankfortress.com. Just tell me what you want. All right. It's been fun, guys. Thanks,
Thanks,
you, Chris.
William. Thank you.
Everybody. And
See
if you
everyone.
haven't got Chris' book, go get his damn book, okay? All right.
See you guys, gals.
Guys, be
Have a great
blessed.
day.
Have a good one.